It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Shannon.
Tony, Shannon Spake, ESPN. Just wondering if you've had an opportunity to get in one of these cars, in the Haas cars, and if not this year, when will that opportunity come, just so you can see what you guys have, where your strong points are, and what you guys have to work on for next season?
I haven't been in a car yet, and with my contract with Joe and JD, I probably won't be in a car till after the end of the season, and that's only fair. You know, my dedication the rest of this year is to worry about trying to do everything I can for the Home Depot team and Joe Gibbs Racing to try to win races and try to win the championship this year. So that focus isn't changing. You know, obviously there's a lot of work that needs to be done between now and February, but when it comes to the driving side and the competition side, as far as race weekends, I mean, I'm dedicated 100% to the program I'm in right now and trying to do the best we can and focusing 100% of the time. The team feels that way, I feel that way, and you know, we've battled a lot of adversity in the past and a lot worse than this. So the team is very much you know, still in race mode right now. I mean, we started this as a team, we're going to finish this as a team, and we all want to finish strong. So that's kind of where our focus is right now. As far as the end of the year, I don't know what we'll do between, you know, Homestead and Daytona. I think we got some time to figure that out, but I think right now it's more about, you know, making sure that we get some key people in place and working from there. Chris?
Yeah, Tony, Chris Jenkins, Associated Press. I think everybody could understand why you'd want to do this long term and build something up, but have you reconciled in maybe the short term that you might not be as competitive next year as you're used to being, and if so, how would you handle that?
Well, I haven't won a race this year, and I think we've handled it okay, considering the circumstances we've been under and some of those losses. But, you know, I really feel like when you look at this program, I mean, we have support with Hendrick engines, Hendrick chassis, and Hendrick technical support. So with those variables, I feel like that we have the variables in place to go out and be competitive right away. At the same time, we know it's a rebuilding process and it's going to be an adjustment period. How long is this adjustment period going to take? We don't know. But at the same time, I think the important thing is that Joe and I have looked and we said this is where we want to be. We've set a goal of where we want to be and getting our cars in the top 5 in points or top 10 in points and knowing that we have cars that are capable of winning championships. And that's the goal. And as long as we have that goal in mind and as long as we feel like we're making forward progression toward that, then I think you have to take it a week at a time, and you kind of have to take what it gives you. As long as you see that progression, though, I think that's what we have to keep in mind right now.
Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Tony, when did it become obvious to you guys, to you and JGR, that 2009 was not going to work, but you needed to sever ties now? And also, have you come to any decisions on car numbers for next year?
We haven't on car numbers yet. We're currently working on that. You know, I think it was a situation where, you know, this opportunity, it's hard to work for an organization and know that you're going to have a driver leaving and looking at what was going to be best for Joe Gibbs Racing and what was going to be best for myself, knowing that we were going to be parting ways at the end of '09 anyway. We felt like it was better to sever those ties at the end of this season and let us go our different directions and work toward the future. Staying another year was only going to delay both of our future plans. So when it became apparent, probably 2 months ago or a month and a half ago that this might happen, it's something that we've worked really closely with Joe and JD on is making sure that we didn't do anything to jeopardize the company. And you know, Home Depot won't be going with us next year. We were working really strongly with them to help them get Home Depot secure for their future also, and that was something that was important to us, is to not jeopardize the business side of Joe Gibbs Racing and upset it any more than it was going to be with us leaving anyway. So through that process, it's been important to maintain that relationship and do what we can to not leave Joe Gibbs Racing in a position where it was really going to hurt them financially.
Steve. Steve Ballard, Indianapolis Star. Tony, do you plan to keep the team based in based in North Carolina, or might you consider moving it to Indiana to be closer to where you live? Or I guess the flip side of that is if you keep the team in North Carolina, might you be forced to move down there to be closer to the team?
After 37 years, not too many people force me to do anything except NASCAR when they call me to the trailer, and you pretty much go when they tell you to go. But my parents tried to force me into stuff. I moved out of the house. So, the nice thing is I think once we get key people in place, I don't think it's. I think we're going to be spending a lot of time in Charlotte. Obviously, we have no intentions of leaving Charlotte right now. They have built, Joe and his staff have built a beautiful facility in Charlotte, and I wouldn't want to move away from that facility right now to go anywhere. But obviously, the resources and the people, it's important for a NASCAR team to be based in the Charlotte area. In my opinion, everything is close to there, and especially with the COT cars, you have to. With having to get them approved with NASCAR, we're literally 15 minutes away from where those cars are inspected. So it's important for the operation to be in the Charlotte area. I don't see us ever moving away from the Charlotte area. I think it's a very appropriate place for the shop to be.
Dave Coleman, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Tony, a lot of people have tried this. One of your heroes, A.J. Foyt, didn't do so well as a team owner. You've had dedicated racers, real racers who've tried the ownership role, and I think it's probably been about 16 years or so since we've had a really successful, champion-type owner-driver. Why are you going to succeed when so many in the interim have tried and failed?
I can't guarantee that I'm going to, but if we don't, we're going to go down swinging, that's for sure. I like challenges, and if I didn't like challenges, I wouldn't be a part of 3 racetracks and have 4 race teams. There are no guarantees with this. There's no guarantees that this is going to be successful. But after sitting down and evaluating what the potential of this team is, I wouldn't have made this decision if I didn't think it would be successful and if I didn't think it had the potential to be great. So, like I say, there are no guarantees, and I don't know that it is going to be successful, but we're going to do everything we can to make it successful.
Joe, Tony mentioned, getting key people in place. How much of this team is going to turn over, do you suspect, in the next half a year?
We're just working through that right now. We're committed to our employees naturally, and we think we have some great employees. But will there be change? Yes. Will there be more people at Stewart-HAAS Racing than there are currently? Yes. So we're hiring.
Call Joe's phone, by the way. Yeah. Don't call my phone today. At least not till about 8 o'clock when qualifying's over. I'll be real busy today in cars.
And quite frankly, there's been an interest, in getting involved. And again, that's what Tony Stewart brings to the table, the confidence that the organization will win. And employees' confidence is critical in our sport. Just a side note, Tony's comment, we're in the sport to win. We came here to win. We've been here for years building something with the goal of winning. Not to make money at NASCAR, not to ride the coattails, not for the fame, the glory. It's for the winning. We want trophies. That's what HAAS Automation wants.
I kind of like the girl part of it. The fame and glory is kind of cool, too. If you guys don't want that, I'll be glad to take that on my 50%.
All right, yeah. I'm with you on that one, too. But quite frankly, we are here to win, and we believe Tony can help us do that. And his goal, we align. This wasn't about how can we work with sponsors to escalate the costs of our sport. This was about how can we win next year immediately. And we've got what we think is a plan to address it. We'll see what, the results will speak for themselves, but we're committed to the winning piece.
I'll teach you how to spend money.